6 hostages were just discovered in Rafah who were killed by Hamas.
The IDF announcing they have found 6 dead hostages inside of a tunnel in Gaza just days ago.
I have with us a lieutenant colonel from the IDF, Daniel Jacob. He is the lieutenant colonel of over 700 soldiers, and he has some inside information for us about the operation, what's going on in Israel right now.
So what happened now actually in Israel is a little trauma because it's going from all the sides. We're having also Gaza issues, West Bank issues, Dantsj, Jenin. Hebron was killed, 3 guys were killed in Hebron. Gush Etzion, 2 guys were injured. All around what's going on now is crazy. So I'll start with Gaza and I'll go up north later on. So as you guys know, we found on the way to one of the tunnels, we were actually finding the tunnels. We found inside the tunnels 6 guys, 6 bodies. The people who were hostages up to a few days ago, probably Thursday or Wednesday, we didn't know exactly when they were killed. They were shot and killed. So until last Wednesday, they were alive. They were killed. They were executed by the most worst terrorist organization in the world, Hamas. I'm sure you guys are hearing the news now, what's going on in Israel. Left, right issues. The Hamas is to blame what's going on now in Gaza. Not the left, not the right. In Israel, we're always used to blaming ourselves in issues happening around Israel. We knew actually where some of the hostages were a few months ago. We knew where one of the probably maybe even Sinwar in one of the tunnels in Khan Yunis, because that's his hometown. Two terrorists came out of the tunnels with underpants and hands up. Our special forces almost shot them, but they listened to what they're saying, and they said, if you come into these tunnels, we're going to shoot and kill everyone inside this tunnel. So we retreated back. So actually what happened a few days ago could have happened also a few months ago.
I'm going to ask the question for everybody watching this right now. Why was it not done a few months ago? I'm not blaming anybody.
We want the hostages alive. The people were kidnapped in the festival and from kibbutzim and from their home beds. We want them back home safely. This is the most craziest thing we have going on in the past couple months and of course weeks in this whole issue with agreement, non-agreement. We have to understand that agreement is important for Israel, but we're doing an agreement with the devil. We cannot agree that the Philadelphia route will be open. If we open up the Philadelphia, which was Egypt and in Gaza, the Egyptians and the Hamas in Egypt have lists and tons and thousands of terrorists waiting to go into Gaza when they open and take control of the southern route of Gaza. It's the southern border. They're waiting for it.
When they found the hostages, was this a rescue operation for the hostages that went bad? Is this a recovery of the bodies?
There are things we can't say, but we got intelligence. We were getting intelligence all of the time from people we're finding and investigating all the time. We're getting intelligence from them. We're finding more and more tunnels. We're finding more and more hostages. Unfortunately, just before you come, they kill them. That's what they do. They know that the second we're going to be inside the tunnels, they're finished. So they're killing our hostages. Now, we want them alive. We have the best forces in the world. Now, it's not like the Entebbe mission in 1970s where you come with an amazing plane and come and do a Superman force like Yoni Netanyahu, Bibi's brother, and do a hostage, save the hostage. One soldier was killed that time. One hostage also was killed, but not in that place. This is much more complicated. They are holding our hostages and the shvuim, as human shields. The second they see, hear, feel someone coming close that is not their people, they shoot and kill. And they explode themselves up. They have suicide bombers that they are hostages also, which means they're taking Hamas people or Palestinians from Gaza and putting them suicide vests on them, and they're actually also hostages with the Jewish hostages also. The second someone comes close, they shoot to kill and they explode themselves. So it's, guys, we have that. The only reason to get them back, and now of course we have here and there some heroic actions we find when they're not controlled by these people in the tunnels. When they're like Almog, the girl, and all the 4 guys over there, and some guy over here and there, we took them out because they were held by like Al Jazeera people or other people who are not exactly the elite forces of the Hamas.
Do you believe, so I saw a map recently of how Gaza has been cut up and how they've sort of concentrated all of the people within Rafah. Do you believe that the rest of the hostages are in Rafah, and is there a chance of getting them out? Meaning, where are they holding with the rest of the hostages?
We don't know exactly where they are, okay? We know they're in Khan Yunis, okay? Sinwar's hometown, and Rafah.
Why were they not smuggled out to Egypt or to another country?
Let's hope that when we didn't have the Philadelphia route for the first half year of the war, let's hope they weren't smuggled out. I think Egypt would not allow that to happen yet. Now, by the way, Egypt is an enemy country. We have no peace with them. They're doing bad. They're doing terrorism, bringing from the Sinai border also lots of terrorism. They're not. Listen, officially we have peace with them, but they're not acting like people who was in a peaceful connection with us.
Why did we not have control of the Philadelphia border before this? If Israel wanted to, they could have taken it on day one.
Because I'm a lieutenant colonel, which means I have 6 guys under me, and I'm like the middle officer right now. The high command is doing a very, from my opinion, and a lot of this is also, you could send this to your people. We're frustrated what's going on in the high command of the IDF. The guys who failed cannot win the war. The people who actually brought this on us, the intelligence, the Southern Command officers. Gallant, the Minister of Security, is saying we could release Philadelphia route. These people were in the past 20, 25 years, based on the lie of routine of giving them, helping them, will make them not do terrorists to us. No, that's big mistake. To win this war, you have to take down the high command. They replace the high command. Thank you so much, guys, for doing your job. You are heroes, but not for this war. We have to have other people who think differently in this war. Like, I can give you names later on or even now, but I'm saying that these guys cannot win the war because they don't know how to win the war.
How do you win the war?
I'll say how and what means victory. How is, first of all, be strong and tough. One missile coming from the north destroyed Damascus or destroyed Beirut, or whatever you do. Be strong and tough. Whoever deals with us has a punishment. That's how you do it. When you're in the jungle, act like a jungle. Okay, don't be. And the Supreme Court is stopping us. The Attorney General, this lady who's always stopping us doing and always being good to the terrorists and not to the soldiers. They're stopping us, and it's like fighting with your hands in your back.
Why?
Fighting. Listen, the soldiers, boots on the ground, are amazing guys. The officers in the field are amazing people. They're doing an amazing Kiddush Hashem, an amazing job. But the high command in their offices in Tel Aviv or in offices next to Gaza, okay, don't know how to win. That's why we're very frustrated. That's why it's almost a year. We're not good in long wars. 6-day war. Yom Kippur was 2 months. Okay, we're not. The enemy knows we're not good in long wars. They're going to do everything we can to make it longer, because we're going to fight more with each other, what's going on now, and we're going to do this and politics and Bibi and this and that. The guys who are in charge have to be replaced in people who know how to win the war, and that's how we win the war.
One thing that drives me crazy about Israel is we try to separate God and Torah and Hashem and mitzvot from Israel and from the IDF. What do you think is the Torah approach and Hashem's approach, God's approach to this war?
Well, we're going to read the Torah portion in a few more weeks. Ki tetzeh milchama, right? Ki tetzeh. And also we just passed Re'eh. Re'eh. If you do good and you go in the ways of God, God will help you. Okay? And it says also, Ki tetzeh milchama lo yivecha, which means when you go in battle, you have to be, first of all, even in a mitzvah, in a milchemet mitzvah, in the war of a mitzvah, I don't know what's called in English. You have to leave your wife, leave your farm, leave your house, leave everything, no matter what, and go to battle. We have to be together. We have to bring the religious people into this war. Not as battle fighters. Bring them to help in the hospitals. Bring them just to help be part of the, I'm going, third time I'm going into the reserves now.
You yourself are religious. Are you religious? Are you religious yourself?
I'm not Orthodox.
Beautiful.
Now I'm saying
you keep
saw me in
Shabbat,
the
you keep
kotel,
kosher? Right.
And the best thing is nida. So you saw me in the kotel when I finished my first half year. Then we went, 2 platoons of mine went into Gaza for 1 more month. And now we're going into October. I'm going to lose all the chagim to go into reserves a third time. It's always on our shoulders. The same people again and again. So beginning I had 150%, now having 75%, and in October maybe 50% of my guys are going to come to the reserves because they are tired. They left their homes and families, and they're exhausted. They want to go back to reality and normal life, and we can't because we're fighting this mitzvah of a milchama, of a war. Now, some of the guys are getting divorced, some of the guys are getting this, or they're losing their jobs or whatever. It's crazy, and it's on us. And it's always on the people who are doing it again and again and again. We need help. We need it from the Hasidim, from the religious. We need people from the liberals in Tel Aviv. We also need help from the Americans. And you guys were helping us a lot in the beginning, but now we kind of lost it. Okay,
What do you
we
mean? What do you
cannot
mean? Financially, morally? What do you mean?
support. When I got the letters from the Americans, letters to my, I got letters with all kind of candies or lots of toothpaste. Enough with toothpaste. We got enough toothpaste. But we got drones and we got all kind of things that were life-saving devices.
I'm not sharing this to brag. I'm sharing this to inspire. I mean, you reached out to me for last week for what? What did you need? Coffee mugs? What did I even
I
sponsor
got,
last week?
yeah, I got my guys flashlights for the helmets, okay, and coffee kits for the night for long missions, okay.
I paid for coffee kits and for flashlights.
Listen, this small thing that maybe a couple thousand here, a couple down there, it's a very, very important thing because the army is no budget for nothing. Listen, they hardly have money for ammunition, like you probably know. So everything extra, I have to get for my soldiers on my own. For last winter, I got my soldiers fleeces, black fleeces or brown ones, green ones. Because if not, I wouldn't. My soldiers were free, were cold and not do the missions and be freezing. Because the army said, "Listen, Daniel, just do what you have. You have connections, use them."
Anybody who wants to help, please reach out to either me or Daniel directly. I'll leave your information in the
And
video
go
description
directly to
below.
the soldiers. Organizations are
Right,
amazing, but go straight to the officers. I
right.
want to say last thing. I want to say last thing before we say goodbye.
Wrap up.
Wrap up is the conception. We have to change the conception that happened before the 7th of October. Okay, which means we have to think Am Yisrael Chai and together, but strong. If we're not going to be strong, the enemy smells it and thinks, and they are smelling it now. We have to show them that whoever starts with us and kills us and rapes us and kidnaps us is not worth it for them. A much bigger price you have to give to the north. Like, for example, the north, nothing happened. A few weeks ago, they were launching so many missiles there, we stopped them on the way. A few months ago, we launched from Iran missiles and we stopped them on the way. So nothing happened. We have to show the world that whoever messes up with the Jews, and by the way, we have to America. We have the aircraft carriers right over here in the Middle East to help us also for the bigger enemies in the Middle East. We can't deal with everything by ourselves because, as you see, we're tired and exhausted. We have to have help, but we're going to be strong and believe us. My wife is amazing. She's a hero, by the way, because her family's evacuated from the north, Kiryat Shmona. Her sisters are evacuated, her parents, and her son, our son, my son is also in the army. I'm going to the army for another 2 weeks for a whole month and a half, and we're always in this issue together, and it's making us stronger, making us a better family, a smaller family as a small family, and also a bigger family as Am Yisrael, and that's an important mission.
I think that Israel has to stop being reactive and has to start being proactive and not care what the world says.